That's ISO.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, shake it up.
And again, what we're talking about here is, you know, let's just say this is my quad, this is my lower leg. You know, normally you do extensions. The quadricep connects to the kneecap. Let's say this is my kneecap via the tendon ripped in half. So now the lower leg is just kind of, you know, you could contract it because the hamstring is there, but you cannot extend it. So no extensions, no stability if you were to squat down or anything of that nature. So what they do is they go in, they drill holes in the kneecap, they thread the tendon, and then they sew it to the anchors that are in the kneecap. Both anabolic steroids and corticosteroids both get lumped into one when we're talking about tendon ruptures, the likelihood of either. Well, they certainly don't behave the same. So I'm not really convinced that that both of them have the same effect on tendon integrity. You know, when it comes to the use of corticosteroids, we know that they directly will weaken tendons, that they are more likely to lead to injury. And that makes sense, right? Because they are, by definition, catabolic. They are anti-inflammatory, which sounds like a wonderful thing. But when it comes to healing, injury response, we know that inflammation is a necessary response, and that should we choose to blunt it with the use of, you know, NSAIDs, et cetera, corticosteroids, the actual healing process does not take place as it should. But I also think that maybe the inclusion of peptides, and I've been running TB500, BPC 157, GHK copper, do I think they make a difference? I do. And I'm gonna make it a point to include them periodically and in cyclical fashion throughout the year. I notice a big difference when I use them in my recovery. You know, for example, over the summer, I was running a course of TB500 and BPC 157. No matter how hard I trained, I couldn't even get sore. That told me that my recovery was certainly enhanced. The cool thing about these peptides is that they may regulate inflammation to an extent, but not in the way that an anti-inflammatory like ibuprofen would, where it's going to negatively affect healing. And these peptides have been shown to absolutely drive collagen synthesis, improve recovery time from, you know, an injury, wound repair. I just don't ever want to go through this again. And for all you guys watching this, trust me, you don't want to go through this. So I've spoken to a lot of different athletes, people from the CrossFit arena who I know are lifetime natural competitors who've never used anabolics in their life and they've had tendon ruptures. And I think a lot of it is more linked to overuse and just a lack of recovery. So to those of you out there, and listen, you're talking to somebody who is a professional bodybuilder and you're constantly walking that line between pushing your body to achieve results and to break new ground. And you're also walking that fine line between that and injury. Injury is no good because if you're out of the gym, not only does that mean you can't make progress, but it also means you're gonna be going backwards.